Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another review on the 2012 tmnt show. This is season 1, episode 13, Iron Monster. So, in our last review, we saw Leatherhead take on the Krang, and then that's pretty much where it left off. There wasn't really too much, but there was some stuff for like Leatherhead and the Krang and all that. But this episode was quite an interesting one, as this one more or less picks up where the episode Monkey Brains left off. And shall we just get into the reviews? This one is sort of interesting and sort of good, but also has a lot of problems, which I found the episode like like animation mistakes and some little like secret sort of stuff in there. So this episode is rather interesting to say the very least. So let's actually get on the review. So in this episode, we see Victor Valco's experimenting with mutant and with rats as well, and then all of a sudden the rat sets off like a fire with all the wires and all that, and it starts a fire in his lab. And this is when he calls out his rats to come back to him, which I actually found this to be a quite interesting thing because we've never actually seen the Rat King act this way, like in terms of like his powers being shown. As it was just being, oh, the rats are always with him. Never, oh, he can actually control them fully. I know with the 87 one, he controlled them with the flute, but this one is actually quite interesting, I would say. And that's where the intro plays. There's nothing new there. And then we pick up with the turtles in the lair. Now they're trying to take on Splinter. And this is all where I get a bit frustrated because they're talking in the same room as him, where Splinter could most likely hear what their plan is. So why didn't we do it in a different room and then go and attack him? But then again, that's just me. So what do I know? So they're actually so when they go and attack Splinter, and I'll say this is like quite a bit weird, because a majority of this fight was done in slow motion, and then like they zoom around the room and all that, and I feel like this works to get off the effect of like, oh, you know what everyone's doing. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like a TV show. This feels like they're like looking at 3D models and just looking around the room with all the characters. That's just me, but I understand where they're coming from with the effect. It just doesn't work that well in a 3D show just because it just looks like they're not even making the show at this point. But then Leonardo does get the punch in Splinter and he hesitates to go any further because he's very surprised that he's done this. But that's when he uses this to his advantage and takes down Leonardo, and that's basically where the episode not ends, but like where the whole Rat King stuff starts. Because when Rat King is really weird, has some really weird scenes that don't really work that well for this episode. Because he goes and tells the rats to go off and attack the streets and that. And he does that. But then you see the Rat King, or all the rats going across the streets, taking over his stuff and all that. But then you also just cut down to him just laughing. Why do we need to see that? You don't even show any news or footage. You could at least show like the rats like doing stuff in the background behind him. But you don't see that, so it all just feels weird. Especially like in another scene that comes later with April. It just panned down to a scene of him just laughing, and then just zoom back up. What was the point of that scene? But what do I know, I guess. So it is quite weird. So then, while April was out on the streets, she hears, or she sees the rats, and then she decides to climb up a electric pole and that, and somehow she got all the way up there, and was stuck there, and also told us for help. So meanwhile in the lair, Rat King is going out for Splinter, and saying that, oh, you need to come to me, I'm your master and that, and you hear his scream. And then all of a sudden you see the Turtles running to him, but not actually his dojo. You see him running towards the exit to the lair. Why didn't they go straight to the thing? I know where they were, but it didn't look it when you look at the scene. God, this episode is frustrating. So when they go in and ask, see what's wrong with Splinter, and hear that April needs help, they go up and to the streets during daylight. And I must say that this scene here looks really amazing. I mean, I feel like when this version of Toads are out in daylight, and especially like season first part of season 3, and especially like this episode, it really makes the animation looks really good and way more advanced than what it normally looks. Because when it's dark. It looks okay, but very blocky. But when in the daytime, it looks quite colourful and it looks really good. So I must say this animation here was quite good. Actually, I guess the majority of this stuff later on in the episode was actually quite good as well. So they go rescue April. Then they go see Muspinter because they realise, oh, Raccoon is gonna probably taking over Muspinter's body, and that is all true. So they'll wake him up by pulling him with a stick. But when Muspinter wakes up, he tells the Toads what's going on and tells them that the Rat King is being controlling him, and sends the Toads out to go fight him, and that's what they're going to do. And during this scene, I can't remember if it's this scene or at the end of the episode, but Mikey goes on saying, oh, you can name the Rat King a lot of different names. One of them was the Verminator, which could be like a reference to Verminator Rex, maybe. But then they come in trouble when the rats block up them with their path, and so Leo decides to just kill them with barrels. I guess, sure, why not? Meanwhile, at the lair, Splinter gets taken over control again by Rat King. And then he nearly kills April, which is, if I was in his position, I would do as well, but again, he nearly killed a teenager, so we're not going to, so somehow he does not, he doesn't get, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but he never gets questioned on these acts again, even though he's not in control. That's not the point here. So then the Turtles get to Rat King's lair, and then they realise that Mars Splinter's there. So they go on and fight him, and I do feel like this scene was really well done. I don't think there was too many slow motion bits, but the animation here was really well. I do feel like the lighting really helped this scene work really well. It did look really colourful and more unique than all the other scenes. And then, like, Splinter's going to kill Leo, but then, oh no, he changes his mind, and then he goes and attacks Rat King by not even touching him, and then should have killed him. He should have killed him with that hit to the wall. Just saying. And that's basically it with the episode. So overall, this episode, I felt like this episode was quite good. I really enjoyed it. With like some scenes looking really beautiful with the colours and the animation. Specifically the daytime scene and also the Rat King fight. Well, not the Rat King fight, but like the Turtles vs Splinter fight in Rat King's lair. I think that's just down to the colours. Really makes the animation look more different than what it normally is. But it's the same animation. It just looks so much better. I don't know if they had a high budget for this episode, but whatever it was, this episode looks so much better. I did find some animation mistakes and some things did frustrate me throughout this episode, but those are more minor things. And with the Rat King's first appearance, I felt like this was a quite good one. It really gave me vibes of the 87th episode of the first appearance of Rat King. So it was a really good episode. Some really interesting things. I just feel like they could have, not presented better, but like made it stronger in terms of what I was trying to tell and show and that. But overall, this episode was really good. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you did something, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.